Hey guys, so today I'm talking about what I used to do when I was about 2 to about 10 per se. So I'm gonna try to do this under like 15 minutes because that's all I can do. So, okay, so my first story, I was 2. One day my mom decided that she was gonna go and like lay me down for a little nap, okay, whatever. So she gets me to sleep and everything. She goes, okay, well I'm gonna go and take a nap while she's asleep. So, needless to say, she goes and she falls asleep, and mischievous little me goes and wakes up and climbs out of my crib and grabs my bottle and my teddy bear, and me, I'm just in my diaper. So, and yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. So I was trying to be like extremely quiet because this was like right after my mom and dad put like wood flooring into the hallway to where like she could hear me if I was moving around or walking or whatever. So last night my mom was telling this story, and my dad looks at me. He goes, you know, when you were 2, you were so mischievous. You were sneaky. We couldn't do nothing with you. We couldn't even sit down for like 5 seconds without you going missing. So, anyway, back to when I was 2. So I go and I get out of my crib and everything, and I grab my teddy bear and blah blah blah. So I go and I'm like trying to be like really really quiet, and like everybody knows who Stewie is, right? So my dad goes, you were just like Stewie. And so I go and I run up to the door and I open it as quiet as I could, and I turn around and I shut it, and I walk down the steps, and then I walk out the other door and go down to Rangeline Auto Parts, which was where my dad was working at the time, because I always wanted my dad. For some strange reason. Don't know. Heck, 14 now. I don't want him. Anyway, so I go and I'm walking down there, and it was a really, really good thing that no cars were coming, because I was just like 2, not watching, not paying attention. I was just running down there, and my aunt looks out the window. She goes, Sean! And she calls for my dad, and my dad's just like, what? So he goes and he looks out the window, and he like runs over to the door, and I'm standing there, and I open it, and my dad's like, Brittany Lee, forget I said that. Anyway, Brittany was my twin sister's name, so, but he goes, Heather, and I'm sitting there like, uh-oh, I'm busted. So he goes and he grabs me and he's like, you do it again, I'm gonna beat you. And of course, I did it again, because I was 2, I didn't care. So he goes and he takes me back up to the house, and my mom's still asleep. And he goes and he gets inside the house and he's yelling, April! April! Babe! April! And she would not answer. So we go into their room, which was where she was sleeping, obviously. And she like was knocked out. My mom is like such a heavy sleeper. So like my dad goes and he taps on her, and she's just like, April? And my mom wakes up and she goes, what the? I'd say, but I'm not allowed to cuss, so it was pretty funny. At least I thought. Like, my mom and dad had me dying. Like, if you were me and you were like staying with me last night, it would have been hilarious. It's okay, because the other night, well, back to the other story before I get into that. So, my mom tries to go and lay me down again, and I do it again, and she's just like, you know what, heck with it, I am not going back to sleep. So, that was that. When I was 10, for my cousin Dolly, I have the nickname Torpedo. Because, one day, you know those, like, silk, sleeping bags, like, the Blue's Clues and all kinds of other ones. Like, I used to have a Blue's Clues silk sleeping bag. I absolutely loved Blue's Clues, and I still do. You know what? I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't care. So, anyway, like, so I go, I'm just like, you know what? I'm really bored. So I went upstairs and I grabbed my sleeping bag. And at this time we were at a different house because we had moved. So my cousin Dolly was over, and I just got the sleeping bag, and I always loved to go down the stairs as fast as I could. So I would go and I would get into the sleeping bag and be like, Mama, watch this! So that day, I decided, okay, I'm gonna do it again since Dolly's here. See what she thinks. See if it's funny. So, I go and I do it, and, like, you couldn't even count to 2. And, like, you got to 1, and I was already down the stairs. It was pretty funny. And we had a bunch of stairs. It was, terrifying. I hate stairs. Don't know why. They scare me. Anyway, so one day my cousin Dolly wasn't over, and I was going to walk down the stairs because obviously I wanted to go downstairs and get something to eat. Fat kid problems. So my mom's gonna beat me if she sees this, but oh well. I love her. Love you, Mommy. Anyway, so I go and I'm sitting there. And, like, I go and I'm like, Mommy, watch this! So, I go, like, to do a cartwheel, and I go and I flip. Did you hear that? I'm scared. Anyway, so, I'm sitting there. And, like, I'm flipping down the stairs doing cartwheels, and all my mom and sister see is hand, foot, head, foot, head, foot, head, foot. And I get down to the bottom, and my mom runs over to me. She goes, "Are you okay?" And I looked at her, and I started laughing. She goes, I take that as a yes, and I look over at her, and I'm just like, "Can I do it again?" She goes, "No." So that was that story. So I'm gonna make this the last one. The other night I was sitting in there, and I'm gonna make it where you can see this. So, like, so my dad was sitting here. And as you could probably tell, I am watching Teen Beach movie because I don't care. So my dad was telling us a story about when he got mad at my sister and everything. Well, technically my half-sister. And he goes, and he tries to, like, pretend that he's grabbing onto something and pulling it over. But he goes and he overdid it, and he goes, boom, and fell out of the chair. And he just had us dying and everything, and it was hilarious. When my dad tells stories, it's so funny. So, I hope you guys like that. Comment in or like if I get maybe 5 likes I'll post another video of me singing. Something I'll let you guys decide. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you.